Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of the Growin Up Podcast. We're your hosts. My name is Amber.
And my name's Nevaeh.
And if this is your first time tuning in to the podcast, we like to talk about anything and everything that has to do with growing up. And we do that through sharing our stories and the experience of others. So if that sounds like something you guys are interested in, stay tuned and join us for the conversation.
Woo! Amber, we're back with another episode. We're what? How many weeks in to January? We're halfway through the month. Halfway through
the
dry
month.
January.
Yes. And this is episode 9, which is my favorite number.
Really? Mine's a 7.
Oh, really?
I feel like I always just have a random. I didn't know yours was 9. I thought yours was something out 40 something.
Yeah, it is. It's 44, 9, and sometimes 18.
I think 7's my lucky number, not my favorite number.
Oh, I guess that's true. I wonder if there's a difference. Do people? Because I thought 15 was your favorite number.
That is my favorite number now that I remember.
Oh my God.
Oh, but 7 is my lucky number because I remember distinctly. Okay, actually, I feel like this is a good, conversation to have because whatever. So I was 7 years old when I realized we lived in house number 7. And then after that, I remember seeing 7s all over. And I was like, is my favorite number really 15? I see 7 everywhere,
Oh my gosh.
But okay, wait, hold on.
Okay.
So I got our wedding photos back, right? And there's only one photo of the centerpieces of the whole wedding or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Mad about that, but it's fine. Anyways, but the photo they sent me was of table number 7.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I feel like it is a lucky number instead of a favorite number.
That's kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? I also remember a couple of weeks ago on the podcast, I talked about that illusion that we all have where when you fixate on something, then you just so happen to see it more often.
Yeah.
So is it lucky or is it that illusion? I forgot what it was called again, occurrence illusion or something like that.
That's funny because I was listening to that podcast the other day randomly. I just listened to all the views on our podcast are me.
Oh my gosh.
No, but I was listening to that and I was like, dang, how can we not remember that? And then I just remember you calling it what did you call it? The GTA experience.
Oh yeah. The GTA effect, the Grand Theft Auto effect. There you go.
Grand Theft Auto effect. Yes.
Vice City effect. There you go.
Vice City. Oh my gosh. Man, I feel like we're a little slow today on this fine Thursday afternoon.
Just a little
so
bit.
We apologize.
Well, speaking of past learnings, we had to jump into today's segment of our weekly learnings. So you should go first this time.
I got it. I actually was really thinking hard about this because I don't know if what I'm saying is a learning topic or a fun fact. Are those technically the same thing?
I mean, you learn a fun fact, right? You learn the fact that's fun.
Okay. Because I got 3. I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh, now I don't know it. Now that you say that, then I feel like all of them are okay. But I just felt like each one was progressively not good enough for me. You know what? I'm gonna go. Can I do 2 today? I'll do a fun fact and a learning thing so I can keep balance. Okay. So my fun fact, or the thing that I learned, and I actually learned this from AJ. So I gave him props. AJ, if you're listening, I gave you props. Did you know that Epic Games, the creator of Fortnite, was created in Cary, North Carolina?
Oh, wow.
I know. And I did not know that. And I was like, wow. And AJ learned that from his coworker. And AJ was like, you didn't know that? You play Fortnite all the time. And I was like, damn.
Oh my God.
But yeah, so
that makes so much sense though. When I think of Fortnite now I kind of think of your
North Carolina.
Yeah. Literally. Yes.
That's kind of true because it's kind of up and down. And that's why we're right by the beach.
Yeah.
We're North Carolina, if you hold the Pandle side of it and then you just swish it around, that's the Fortnite map.
Oh,
Anyways,
wow.
but I
You
thought
mean
that
it's
was cool.
literally based off of North Carolina?
No, I don't know. I
Oh.
don't know that. I don't know
You're
that. I
like,
don't
I'm
know
just
that much
looking
of
at
it.
the
I need
map.
to learn. I'll come back with the next learning one, okay? But
Okay,
yeah,
that's a
no,
cool
isn't
one.
that crazy
Like
though?
that.
And I was thinking, I was like, maybe Quincy could get a job here at Epic Games. Anyways, okay. Next topic. Next topic. So I actually found a new podcast that I've been listening to, and it is really good. It's, I don't know, like if it's just me turning 24. Again, I think we talked about this last podcast. So I've been really trying to get into, you know, this whole transition of the 20s and embrace it, I guess. So
Mhm.
psychology of your 20s or something like that. I think that's what the podcast is called. But she was talking about how in your 20s that it's more beneficial for you to have a like worry about the quantity of friends, but when you get into your 30s, and Amber, take a good note of this one, that it's quality over quantity. And she was just talking about like how you know, when you're in your 20s, like these experiences, meeting people is very beneficial for you, but then that doesn't become as like beneficial to you when you get to your 30s because you're not really looking to experience more. You're looking more for security and somebody to like have quality time with and understand what you're going through. So
Yeah.
I just thought that was really interesting because I never thought about like, you know, like, I mean, I have friends, but like, I just thinking about the benefits of having friends and how that might change as you get older. So I
Yeah.
thought that was a really good like thing to know is that like, you know, if it feels like I'm losing friends by the time I'm 30, that's not such a
Yeah.
bad thing.
No, I totally agree with that. I think that I feel like you're at that age actually where you'll actually undergo that because when I was your age, that's when I started to like understand that I had to let people go.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I actually made like a big point in that. I was like, I only want to keep people around who have a positive impact on me. Me and my friend, we actually talk about that pretty often. And one thing she said to me recently, she was like, like I had to let go of one of my really close friends. And she was like, and after I let go, unfortunately, she's like, so many good things happened. Like, so she, she's a firm believer that sometimes, it's all about that quality of friends,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's hard.
Yeah. And I don't know. It was kind of interesting though how they also brought up like the quantity of friends in your 20s and like the benefits of that too, which is like, you know,
Yeah.
why, you know, at some point you feel like you need more
Yeah.
friends, especially in your 20s, because like she also talked about binge watching and how like binge watching is like a sign of loneliness. And so like, you know, I feel like having friends kind of compensates for like that. So you're not binge
Yeah.
watching more. And I really like, I don't know, it was a really good podcast, but I reflected a lot on like my habits of binge watching. So I was like, man, maybe I need more friends. I'm in my 20s.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I guess you can go both ways with that. Like, I don't know if I fully agree with that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like, again, like, why would you want a lot of fake friends?
That's true. That's true.
Because
But
I mean, not
yeah,
everyone is the
yeah.
worst.
And I
Person,
also
but
feel like it's hard too because, like, you know, you're still figuring out hobbies. So, like, you know, oftentimes when you go to like parties and stuff like that,
yeah.
you know, there's like friends of friends that are like from random ass places and stuff like that.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, like,
Yes.
how'd you meet that person? And same thing with weddings.
I think that's what it is. I think I differentiate between acquaintances and friends. Like,
Mm,
I never really had a lot of friends, but I had a lot of acquaintances. And again, I think it goes back to that, like, what can I offer you and what can you offer me? Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and that doesn't always have to be from a friend. It could be from someone just that you know.
That's true. And yeah, I guess they didn't really talk about that. But the study that she was referring to when she was talking about that, because she does a lot of like, you know, looking at journals, because, you know, the whole
Yeah.
science aspect of it. And
Mhm.
the study that she looked at was like a longitudinal study. So it was for over like, I think it was like 30 or 50 years, something between there. But it was a pretty long time. So it started in the like 1970s and it went all the way
Wow.
until the I think it was like 2015 or something like that. So
Mhm.
maybe it was 30 then. Um, yeah. So it was just, she like also mentioned too, like it was before social media became like a big thing, which,
Yeah.
you know, we'll talk about a little bit more. So
Yeah.
just I feel like how that whole dynamic changes between like having friends and like again, like you go on social media and you're like, oh, like I know them, but do you know them? Like, are they your friend or do you just know of them?
True. True. Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, my learning thing this week. I would say that I've been learning this over the course of the past year, but this week in particular because wink wink. But the thing that I'm learning is that when you're going to begin the process of buying a house, like knowing what you want in a house actually really matters. Like down like
Hmm.
I at first I was very bland about like, oh, like I want at least 2 bedroom and 1 bath and I want a covered parking. Like that was as far as I went. And then the more that I like look into it and the more that I think about it, I'm starting to realize like you get even deeper than that. Like for example, I don't really like houses that are built in the 1950s, like, like just random things like that. Like, but those are things you have to think about. Like, do you want a newer house? Do you want an older house? Do you want a house that was built in 1910? Because those shits kind of look scary sometimes. But then they're so like majestic, and some people like that. Some
Yeah.
people like the old style houses, and they try to make it look exactly like what it was back then. But the big thing that I'm learning is to know what you want before buying a house, even down to like the area. Like you should be able to radius that, um, and have your little neighborhoods mapped out and just things like that. I think that's my learning for the week of knowing what you want and why you want to buy a house. I was watching this YouTube video, and the very first thing he says to do before like starting your journey of buying a house is understanding
Hmm.
why you want to buy a house.
That's
Like,
important.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
important. That's
but
funny. Well, that's cool. It's funny because when you were talking in the beginning, I really thought that you were gonna go into like the cosmetic things of what you want, and I was like, duh, Amber, like of course I want this color floor. Of course I want
yeah.
granite countertops, but like you were like a house in the 1950s. But I guess that kind of goes because sometimes it's not
It
remodeled.
does. And that's what I was going to say. You also have to determine like, do you want something that's move and ready and something that's already upgraded? Or do you want something where, you can envision on your own and you can remodel it yourself? Do you want to start
Yeah.
from scratch? Um, that's why it's kind of funny.
Character.
Yeah. And you remember like a couple months ago, I sent you a house and I'm like, can you see the vision? And you're like, no. But like to me, I could see the vision. So I think
Yeah.
those kind of things that you have to think about when buying a house.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah. Oh, that's kind of exciting though. I really do like those kind of videos.
Me too. I've been really into renovating like kitchens and living rooms and bedrooms and stuff lately.
You know though, okay, I don't know if you've seen this, but they recently redid a new version of American Home Makeover
Hmm.
and it's on Hulu, I think, but it's called Extreme Makeover. And the one thing that I never really thought about in a house, and I mean, I still don't think about it, but like it kind of threw me back because, they built these people, these extravagant houses, which is wonderful having having these opportunities. But
You went
um,
in a house.
I did, and but when they were doing it, they were like making very like random ass things, like a
Yeah.
drawer that holds your paintbrushes, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. But like, do I really need a drawer that's
Yeah.
permanently for
Hmm.
paintbrushes and stuff like that? So like, I wonder if there's like houses out there which are like, there's just random ass things in there, and
Yeah.
you know?
For sure. I think I see a lot of that with like pre-built in furniture, like when they try to make a wall of a desk and they already pre-build everything out. It's
Yeah,
like, what if the next, or like a place where you can already put a TV? You're like, what if my TV doesn't fit in there?
yeah. Yeah, yeah. That I never really understood. Or especially when it's like deep and they used to make it for like the big TVs with the like
Yeah.
butt on the back. And it's
The,
like, okay, my flat screen is not gonna fit in that.
yeah.
So yeah, no, that's kind of funny. So don't buy a house like that, Amber.
Yeah. Well, my red flag is thinking that I already know how to like remodel a home or renovate a home when I don't even have any experience. I have some experience now, thanks to my friend, but you know what? You see people doing that and you're like, I could do that. Like I could do that.
Yeah, but you can't. But
Yeah,
you can't.
actually, no, actually, there was a I don't know what it's called, but there's an AI app out there where you can take a picture of something like, "Hey, I'm trying to fix this like your sink in your bathroom," and the AI will generate exactly what tools you need to go shop for, exactly what supplies you need to, and
What
then the
the
step by step
fuck?
how to do it. Yep.
That's fucking crazy, Amber.
Isn't it great though? It's so
Yeah,
convenient.
damn. AI's gonna have me out here being freaking handy mandy Bob the Builder. That's funny. Well, Amber, if you like, if I go there and I blow on your house and it falls down, I'm blaming AI for that.
Oh my gosh. That's
That's
funny.
cool though. That's really cool. And I think again, like I think that's all the joys of like, having new adventures and these kind of things, because who would have taught you, being a first gen homeowner, knock on
True.
wood, fingers crossed, and
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Thank God for YouTube and AI and the internet in general, like,
Yeah.
going into our next topic, like, the internet is amazing, and the fact that we're able to share information amongst each other as humans, like, with social media is even more insane to me because, you know, TikTok is getting shut down, but I also seen a lot of people saying, "I learned so much from TikTok." And so did I. Like, I learned so many, like, how to cook this, how to make that, or what to do with
Yeah.
this, inspiration, things like that. I all got that from TikTok. Yes, I had mindless scrolling, but, I still learned some things.
Yeah. No, that's funny because yesterday, I was trying to make something for dinner and AJ was like, did you get that recipe off of TikTok? Are you enjoying it? Are you enjoying it while it lasts? Because you're not going to be able to search like easy dinners
Yeah,
from TikTok now. So
yeah,
you're going to have to read. You're going to have to read.
right. Well, I don't know for you, but for me, TikTok became my Google. Like, I would go to TikTok first before I'd Google sometimes, and sometimes I had to stop that because I'm like, it's kind of skewed being by well, I guess everything's by humans, but
There's bias in
sometimes
it.
I use TikTok a little too much.
That's true. That's true. I
But
can't believe
it's helped.
I didn't actually really look too far into like the logistics of it, of like the whole what's going on with TikTok, but no,
Mhm.
I agree 100% that it has definitely been an outlet. Okay, fun fact. So I've been on TikTok since it was Musically. And I was just telling Amber this that like I was going to have to go through and save all of my TikToks, aka old Musicallys, from like 2013, 20 or not 20. I think it was like 2015 or something like that. And I seen other people on TikTok and they were like, rest in peace to like for those of you who hopped on in 2020, like, TikTok is like not the same. It's not the same feeling that the 2015 people are feeling when it was Musically,
Yeah.
because like a lot of people got onto TikTok in 2020 during COVID because like you had nothing else to do. But before that, like people hated on TikTok and Musically, like they thought it was so cringe for somebody to be in that community. And then
Mhm.
boom, it was
Life
just
changing.
the lifestyle. Like now it's weird if you're
Yeah,
not on TikTok.
very true. I
So
would say I was a late jumper to TikTok.
yeah, I used to make fun of me. You were the person that called me cringe.
Yeah, you were kind of cringe.
I was a little cringe. Now that I look back at those old videos, but yeah, no, that was I think I definitely grew with the TikTok, and so I'm definitely taking a little bit harder with all this commotion. But I'm still sad that I haven't rose to fame yet on all those opportunities that I've had.
Yeah, it's all about consistency.
Yeah, it became
You
like a
see a
game
lot of
after
it.
a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I have an old acquaintance friend that literally just started streaming a couple like 2 months ago maybe. She does it every single day and she managed to get a pretty good following in 2 months, but again, she was doing it every single day. And that's what the algorithms of social media platforms like TikTok thrive on. That's what they want. They want people who are dedicated like that. Um so it's
Yeah.
like you got to be committed if you want to do social media.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's for sure. And I think that goes to like show too, like, you know, when you always hear those people that are in social media and they like talk about that moment when they like left their job to pursue like social media and
Yeah.
stuff like
You
that, and
watch
they're
those?
like, yeah, I do, and they're like, it was that moment when I decided to leave my job and pursue social media full time, because you do need that consistency. Like you can become
Mhm.
like irrelevant in a matter of literally a day.
Yeah.
So
Shawty Bae.
Shawty, yeah. Oh, love Shawty Bae. Yeah, and
Yeah,
I think
that's
that goes
crazy.
with like with this whole like that whole community that came off. I was just telling AJ the other day about all the side characters that popped up after Shawty Bae, and AJ was like, "Dang, this is like a movie." I was like, "I know,
Yeah, it is. And the
I
best thing is,
know."
like, as long as they stay on their social media, it's like a show that will never end.
Mhm. Yeah, but no, I do enjoy social media, and I think not even just like TikTok, but like Instagram. I think it's so nice to be able to see what your friends are doing, and you know, also root them on too, because I feel like, you know, it has become a place where, you know, the good highlights are often put out there for people to see. So definitely keeps you in tune with people, especially when, like in my instance, being so far away from, I
Yeah.
guess, my family and my friends. I think it kept me a little bit sane, but also it helped me make a lot of new friends as well. So,
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
having those communications and finding those communities, it I think a lot of it was contributed to social media.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm definitely an Instagram girl. Like, that's my platform that I really like. I don't post that much, but that's the one that I could delete all the others and I could stick with Instagram. I actually went without TikTok last year for, what was it, 3 months? Something
Oh
like that?
yeah, that was horrible.
Um, so I'm not, I would say I'm an avid TikTok user, but I can do without it. Like, I'm not that addicted to TikTok. Um
Yeah, it's a problem. It's a problem.
No, I feel it though, because when I log back onto TikTok, I had so many reels sent to me from like you, my girlfriend, my friends, and I was like, "Oh my god." This is why I left TikTok. It's overwhelming sometimes.
Okay, she still doesn't open them. She only opens them like 3 days out of the week. Not
I'm
even
that
3.
type of
Ooh,
wait, what'd you say?
I said maybe 2 times, not even 3.
Okay. I'm that type of person who will like heart or laugh at a reel every like 5 of them just to show you that I looked at least one.
Amber, that's so
What? Why
mean.
is that? Well, maybe you guys shouldn't send me like 100 a week.
Amber, you should be happy. Every single time I send you that, I thought of you. You were in my head. And I
Oh,
was like, Amber would really enjoy this. And you're just playing with my heart and just
sorry.
tricking me up. That's actually, I'm heartbroken. I'm
Oh my
heartbroken.
gosh.
Let us know down in the comments if, or somewhere, that if that's you, because I got a bone to pick with you.
Which one are you? Are you the person who sends 100 reels a week, or are you the person who like hearts every other video? Maybe if you open it.
That's insane. Yeah, no, I'm definitely a TikTok girl. I love TikTok, but I feel like I used it for a different reason than I used Instagram. I feel like I use all of my social medias for a very different reason. Um, like
Yeah,
the
that's true.
people that connect their Instagram and their Facebook, I don't know how you do it. I have like two different lives on on all of my social media accounts. I got a live here. This is this alter ego. This is mild ego, and this
Yeah,
is subtle ego.
yeah,
So
that's solid.
yeah, I'm definitely a different person on each one and use it very differently. Um,
That's freaking hilarious. Yeah, my Facebook is definitely more family friendly. Honestly, my Facebook, I don't even touch it.
I was gonna say, I don't even know if you could consider it family friendly
I
because there's
I have
nothing on it.
thousands of friends on Facebook, which is where I messed up. back in my music days. But I post on there like maybe once every 2 years.
But okay, I will say though, so I've had Facebook also for a very long time, like a very, very long time. And, you know, me and Amber used to tag each other in a lot of posts from like a long ass time ago. And I feel like when you were like, that was your TikTok, basically. Because
It's
the
cringe.
shit that you were posting is kind of random
Okay,
as
can we
fuck.
not talk about that? Oh my
So
god.
like so like I feel oh no, I feel like your Facebook was definitely your TikTok for some reason. Like you were posting some weird stuff on there, Amber.
I know, I know. Can we not go there?
But so I think that just goes to show you now how social media has evolved and how it might look different for different generations.
Yeah, that's valid. Okay, I'm gonna go back now because I'm
I'm
pretty sure
scared.
you never had a MySpace, right?
I didn't have a MySpace now.
I had a MySpace. There were some other weird social media platforms that popped off at the same time as MySpace, but MySpace was like the big one. I did dabble a little in the other ones, but MySpace was addicting to me. That was my like TikTok. Facebook was all right. Yeah, I was a little cringe on Facebook. But MySpace was so cool. Like that's where I got into like coding. Like I could change my backgrounds with a little bit of changing the color from red to blue and it would change everything. Um, and you could put songs on your profile. You missed out on that.
Dang. I could put
Yeah,
sounds on Instagram.
I know, but like it wasn't your MySpace was like your home. Like you designed your like you know all those your Webkins games, those weird things that you like playing. That's what MySpace was.
Oh my gosh.
You
I
could choose your profile. You could even choose where you want everything to be. You choose your song. So like you click it's like building a website, literally your own website. That's what MySpace was.
Oh, interesting. You know, I
Yeah.
think I do remember that briefly because I remember somebody's was like bright pink.
Yeah.
Amber's like, that was mine.
No, no. But
She's
it
like,
was
mine
crazy
was
'cause
lime green.
you could surf like we could surf. You could go to a website where they had a bunch of different templates for your background. And then you would like and now that I think about it, it was like literally just code. So you would take the code and put it on your profile and then all of a sudden your profile changed to the template of what you had.
Dang. You know, if people were very advanced in code during that time, um, MySpace would have been like taken over by somebody. Like they were just giving
Yeah,
people
no,
access
you
to the
could.
codes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Which is
crazy.
why I think so many people started making other platforms that literally just look like MySpace, but they were different platforms. I wish I remember.
Secure.
Yeah. But like you could take it, they basically gave you the template to their what they created. Um, but it was really cool. I remember I used to get on through AOL internet, so beep, 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 whatever, the whole ringing tone, all just to sign into my MySpace.
That's wow, Amber.
Yeah.
You know,
And no, that's where the addiction started for me though. Like I guess that's when social media started for everyone, that's where we became addicted to social media is
yeah,
because every day after school, my mindset was like, I need to get on my MySpace. So I would like turn on the AOL and wait for the internet to get ready. And then I would hop on my MySpace.
that's yeah, a routine.
Yeah.
Like we get home,
Yeah.
we gonna go straight to the couch and lay on TikTok. I gotta get my hour of TikTok.
Yeah. No, that's how it was. And then YouTube came along and then I'm a YouTube baby, like for sure.
Oh,
I
I
am
love
YouTube
YouTube.
till I die. Yes. Like when YouTube first came out, I was on that thing all the time too. I was like finding random singers and stuff like that. That's
I
what I
know.
used
I
to
remember that. I remember that. You know, we're on two very different YouTube places, I feel like.
do. Yeah,
Like
you're like the
very much.
vlogging era of YouTube.
I am. I am indeed. I'm very much like lifestyle, but like aesthetic lifestyle and yeah, vlog like content. Okay, name your top 3 YouTubers.
You wouldn't know them. My favorite YouTubers
Or the
are
people?
their productivity. Oh my god, hopefully you can't hear my tummy. um,
Just
oh my god, that's
A.
so loud. My favorite YouTubers are productivity YouTubers. Um, my favorite one used to be Matt Diavella, but he kind of stopped posting once he had a kid and had a family and moved to Australia. So that's one. I like this one guy. His name's Nathaniel Drew, and he's like around your age, but I've kind of watched him since he was like 19, 20, and I've watched him grow. He lived in different countries. He's like has some really inspiring parents, and they're just like free souls. And he
Wow.
moved to Paris, London. I one I mean that's the same place, but somewhere around there. And he bought a like a loft and he renovated it, but then he realized like, oh, I don't really like the city life. So now he's living out in the country of Paris, London, wherever outskirts now. He bought
France?
another house, France. Sorry, I'm not very good at geography.
London is
But
not even in France, is it?
it's London,
England.
France. England. Whatever. The point is, I like watching these YouTubers who are like just experiencing life. That's what I like about
Ah.
like watching them. And then I also have another YouTuber. His name's like Andres something. He's from Canada. He's a tech content creator and he just does a bunch of like tech reviews and he does like room remodeling for himself and his friends and he also does cars in there. So that's kind of like my little hobby side. But those are my favorite.
Yeah, I feel like your favorites are very touched to the soul of what like has been consistent for YouTube. Like very much to like, using it more so to not as entertainment. Well, as entertainment, but not like the same vibe as a movie or like a TV show, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's very much like what it was, I feel like originally designed for. To
Yeah.
show
Well,
you
okay.
things.
Let me throw in, I guess, an honorable mention. I really like Kelly Wakasa. Like, if you don't know Kelly Wakasa, you need to look into Kelly Wakasa. But he's one of my more like modern YouTubers, I guess, like kind of down your realm.
Ah. Ah.
Yeah. He like does a lot of videos. His whole motto and his brand is called Do What Excites. So he likes to do what excites. He just does random stuff. But he also has like daily vlogs with him and his girlfriend living in New York City.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to dabble in that, but I feel like maybe it's I don't have the technology. I don't have the like I can't get myself to really sit there and figure out technology. I don't know why. It's just not my forte.
Yeah.
So if you haven't picked up, Amber does a lot of the tech side of our podcast. So shout out Amber. Let's give her a round of applause. No, okay. But I wish I could be a YouTuber. But I don't know if I
Dream job.
could. Dream job.
No,
When
me
I grow up,
too.
I want to be a YouTuber.
No, seriously, like, I've always wanted to be a YouTuber, and now I feel like I'm running out of time.
I know everything's getting shut down.
Well, no, I just feel like and this this is a lot of things that the YouTubers I watch because 'cause they're all around my age, right? Like, anywhere from
Yeah.
26-ish to, like, a little older than me, and they're like, "It's so hard to transition to, like, keep your life interesting for people." So,
Yeah.
it's like, nobody wants to watch a 30-year-old 30s people in their 30s, like, living about their life, or do people wanna watch that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That's true. Probably. I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, you're right. If people watch Shadi Bay on TikTok, they can watch me in my 30s living my best life.
I feel like I dabble. I'm telling you, I feel like I dabbled in a lot of different parts of YouTube. Like I've watched family channels before, and I
Yeah, you
still
have.
do like check in on my families every once in a while. But like obviously, it gets to the point and they all move out, and there's no more. So there's no more kids to follow. But then they start their own
Yeah.
channel, so it's okay. But I would like watch that for a long time. I did like I don't know what it was about like the get ready with me or like my morning routine. Those are just so appealing to me and stuff like that. I used to watch a lot of clean my rooms. Remember that era of me when I
Yeah.
would watch
And
the
she would
videos?
pretend to clean her room.
I was not pretending. I was actually cleaning it. But I feel like I
Adorable.
that's why I called it lifestyle. I don't know if that's actually like the like right term to describe that, but
Mhm.
I really do like lifestyle content and
Yeah.
like I don't know, just like daily lives and I don't know. It's I like YouTube though.
Yeah. Yeah, I love YouTube. And I've seen you go through all of those. She even watches people open their presents on Christmas.
Yeah, what I got for Christmas.
She watches them buy the things. This is what I bought for my family, and then she watches all the family open it. Like you didn't already know what was wrapped up in that.
I do. I do. I'm guilty. Yeah. And but see, TikTok was just shorter forms of that.
Yes. Yes.
And
That's
I
where
mean,
and that's the thing too is people want short form content. That's the new
mhm.
thing. And there was actually I don't remember where I was looking into it, but YouTubers are trying to figure out like the in between. Like nobody wants to watch a 3-minute video. That's why they have TikTok. It's shorter. So now a lot days nowadays a lot of TikTok videos are longer. So like 10 to 20 to 30 minutes, because there's that distinction because they notice that I think a lot of their shorter videos, like anywhere from 3 minutes to 10 minutes, it wasn't getting watched because people prefer TikTok for those
Mm.
types of things. So YouTube became more of a longer form content. And that's also why a lot of YouTubers became more cinematic because they had to find out what their audience was looking for in YouTube when TikTok came in and started taking their viewers.
Yeah. Yeah. Ah. Well, there's this one YouTuber I do watch and she's pretty popular, I would say. She has well over a million, a couple million of followers, but or subscribers. But she started YouTube like when she was I don't even remember like 7 or 8 years old. And
Yeah.
she was like vlogging her trips to Vietnam. And now she got to the point where like she lives in a penthouse in New York, but the reason why a lot of people like her is because of how cinematic her videos are, like how she
Yeah.
like goes and sets up the camera for her to walk across the street and like you're getting like that movie-esque kind of vibes
Yeah.
in that kind of format
Mhm.
and it just you can the quality is so great that it's like
That's what you need.
it's beautiful. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yep.
But her
Yeah.
her TikToks are not very like that.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I think that's where, like, I kinda go wrong with TikTok because I like my things to be very, like, cinematic like that, like, nice. So, like, sometimes I feel like I spend a lot of time on making a TikTok. I haven't made many, but, like, sometimes I feel like I overdo it, where some people literally don't even edit their video, they just upload it, and then they're, like, viral in a day. So, that's why I think I would be a little bit better at YouTube, more
Yeah,
editing. I like the
yeah.
editing aspect.
Ugh, I'm still sad that my musically career that too my musically career and my TikTok career did not boom
Oh my
in
gosh.
any of those lifetimes.
Eh, yeah, no, that's valid. I mean, it can happen any day.
But I am if TikTok does get shut down again. I don't really know like the whole logistical like where it's
Mhm.
at with everything. But I'm really interested to see how Instagram transforms
Yeah.
because like it does have real aspects which are very similar to TikToks.
Yeah.
But like, how that'll kind of change and will I have to combine some sort of Nevaeh TikTok and Instagram
Oh
TikTok
my gosh.
and figure out what that is?
Yeah. Honestly, I think the only biggest difference between TikTok and Instagram, this is my perspective, it's just the way that people get paid. Like Instagram doesn't pay people like TikTok pays people.
Yeah.
And I think that's why a lot of people like TikTok is one, it's more freedom, but
Yeah.
also people are making a living off of TikTok.
Yeah, because you can't GIF
And
on Instagram
And
Live.
yeah, and maybe there's also some like laws in that. I'm not sure, but you know, that's part of the reason why TikTok's going, right? It's because it's a Chinese application, so
He's
there are things.
Singaporean.
Oh, thanks. Um, but I'm sure there's some legalities in there too, and besides,
Yeah,
like knowing like the information that gets out there, that's why they wanted more control of TikTok because they were scared that us Americans were gonna put too much shit on the internet, right?
that's true. Yeah, I think that's
Whereas
exactly what
Instagram
it
is
is.
like, "Oh, you violated our rules," so they can take your video down like that, but TikTok is a little bit more lenient from what
Yeah,
I
because
saw.
it's MetaQuest and Meta's owned by America, no? Is
Yes.
Meta America?
Yes.
So, like, yeah, because it has the same regulations as Facebook because you can combine them.
Yes.
Ah,
Yes, because they're all the same company.
and TikTok's not from the United States, so they can't control it.
Yes. Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's
But,
crazy.
yeah. So, we'll see. I'm sure from what I heard and from what I've read, TikTok is for sure gonna be banned on the 19th. Like, it's hard to go back on a bill that was already passed. So, it's gonna go, but I think it's only a matter of time before the owner of TikTok gives in and sells it to whoever wants to buy it. There's a lot of people who wanna buy it. I don't know if you saw
Mr.
that.
Beast.
Mr. Beast, yeah. But there are people who are trying to save it, and I think it'll eventually be back. It might have to rebrand or something, but
Yeah. Well, that's what
it's
happened with Musically because Musically was not like was originally owned by somebody and then they sold Musically to who owns TikTok now. And then that's when
mhm,
everybody really thought it was going to like go away. Everybody was like, "Oh, Musically, it's not coming back." And it came back as TikTok.
yeah.
I
Have
did
you seen
lose all
that
my
reel
drafts.
that it was like me on January 19th? It's like TikTok, TikTok, TikTok.
from him
No.
from the Hunger Games.
We've
Oh.
we've been saying that in our household this whole time, like for the past week. TikTok, TikTok.
Aw. Well, I guess we'll see. We
No.
literally have like 3 days. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, we'll already know by the time this is popped up.
Yes. Well, here's the thing. TikTok's not just gonna disappear from your phone. It can't. It doesn't work like that.
It
So you're gonna
combusts.
have all our phones just start blowing up.
Okay.
No.
I didn't mean physically.
Oh. So TikTok's gonna stay on your phone, but it's gonna disappear from the App Store. I think this is how it works. And don't take me for 100%, but it'll disappear from the App Store. So people who don't have TikTok are not gonna be able to download TikTok. You're gonna have TikTok on your phone. Eventually, though, what you don't notice often, some people do, but there are new versions that come out every so often, right? But we're going to be stuck on the version that we're on for a long time. And eventually, if TikTok keeps upgrading, it'll be a completely different platform than yours. So yours will stop working because it's not up to date, because it's not allowed here in the US. So then eventually yours just becomes like a dud. Like it just becomes an app that's old
Yeah.
and not updated.
That's what I heard. That's exactly what I heard. I heard that like that TikTok updates twice a week. And
See,
so
you didn't
like
even notice.
yeah, it updates twice a week and you have to like the bugs don't get fixed or whatever.
Yeah,
And
and
it
then it
comes
becomes unsecure.
Ugh. Well, at least I have a little bit more time to save all my drafts.
Okay, big question. Do you think you spend too much time on social media? And are you
Yes.
willing to share your screen time of how much you spend on social media?
Yes, I do spend way too much time on social media. Um, Way too much time, but what else would I be doing with my life? I'm just kidding.
Making those friends?
No, I do spend a lot of time on social media. I don't think as much as I not on the average, but I know that I'm capable of spending a lot of time on social media. I will take that. I will take the L for that one. Do you feel like you spend too much time on social media? I actually don't know.
I go through stages. Like, I'm very
Mm.
conscious of my social media use, and it makes me annoyed at myself when I realize how much that's why I deleted TikTok a couple months back
Got
last year.
it.
So like I hide apps. People think this is a red flag, but I hide apps that I don't want to access because like Snapchat, for example, I don't use it that much, but there are some people who I do, aka my gamer friends. I talk to them on Snapchat, right? But I don't want to get on Snapchat, so I hide it. I also hide my LinkedIn because I tend to go to LinkedIn a lot.
What
Yeah,
the fuck?
very nerdy. Yeah, very nerdy. But so I hide LinkedIn. I used to hide TikTok, but everyone got mad at me because I wasn't looking at their reels. So I try to limit myself. I used to have the timer. If you guys don't know the timer limit thing on your phone, you should use that if you think you have a problem with social media.
Yeah. Okay, I got my. Do you want it for the week or do you want it for the
Let's do
day?
today. We'll do you on a day today.
Oh my God, I'm nervous.
Oh my god.
I'm nervous. Okay. 4 hours.
Oh my god. Today?
Yes.
Okay, granted, it's almost the end of your day.
Yeah, it's 7:19.
Oh, that's crazy. What are your no, I guess you don't have to tell
Okay,
me that.
I feel like you caught me on a bad day though because
What, on this Thursday?
you know what? No, you're right. I don't know why, but on Sunday I spent 5 hours on my phone. What was I doing on Sunday? I must have been really busy if I wasn't on my phone.
Today, my phone, I've been on it an hour and 22 minutes. I've been on social
Wow.
media. Social media is 58 of those minutes, and productivity and finance is 25 of those minutes.
Okay, what is your average week then?
Which is funny because my phone's always dying. Now you know why.
Well, today I had a really good conversation with a good friend on Snapchat, and that added an extra hour. You know who you are. We had a good conversation today that was well needed. And I don't talk to this person often, so I wasted an hour on this person.
Okay, I'm starting this year off horrible. Now I have to rethink my decisions of this, but my average right now on my phone is 6 hours.
Okay, Amber, that's not bad because mine's is 6 hours and 39 minutes.
Oh, nice. For the
So
past 2 weeks,
oh, wait, how did you do that?
you just
Wait,
scroll.
to the week side, right?
Yeah, and then
Okay,
you can go
yeah.
back for the year.
Yeah, it's about, okay. This week is shorter than average. The other ones are 8 hours. Oof.
I
And
had some good times last year, though.
I will say though that TikTok is obviously at the top of all of these. Um and then YouTube, then messages, and then Instagram.
Wow.
Drop yours
Mine's
down
is,
below. Share with us what
yeah.
your screen times are because I think that would be really interesting to see, I guess, what the norm is. Like, do you guys think we are on social media too much? Because I would say no. Now looking at those numbers compared to Amber's, I would say no.
Yeah. My top apps used are Instagram, then TikTok, messages, and then Safari. I like to Google a lot of things.
I don't
I'm
even
so
think mine
old.
is
I
that.
like to like read things on Safari.
Yes, of course she does.
Wow.
Let me
Um,
see. Hold on. I want to see what my
I've had
Safari one
we should make a goal. Let's try to like
is. Excuse
reduce
me.
our screen time. You know what's the crazier metric on there is actually how many times you pick up your phone. Because I think that's where the problem starts is like when you have an urge. That's why I don't have any notifications on my phone.
Wow. Wait, so what is your pickup? Because I feel like mine's is bad.
You're just adding to my thing. Last week's average is 104,
Oh, yeah, I got a problem.
but the week before that it was only 65.
Dang. I'm not gonna share mine. I
Um,
That's crazy. Well,
you know
I hope
why though?
why?
You
Why?
have to you have to take off all your notifications. I watched this in a YouTube video, which is why I did it. I don't have any notifications except for messages from important people. So sorry if I miss your messages. It's because I have you not on notification. But I take off all my notifications, so it reduces my urge to pick up my phone.
Oh, I'll try it.
Yeah.
I'll try it. When I first started my job, it was funny because Amber was talking to me about like having a work-life balance. And so I turned off all of my like notifications from my work email and I settled for the vibration. So now I only get a
Guys,
vibration. And I'm like,
still
oh, it's
a
work.
notification.
Yeah, I know. Maybe
Oh my
I'll
God.
try it. I'll try it.
At least for your socials, because like, is there anything on your social media that you need a notification for?
I need to know if I'm blowing up on TikTok.
No. Priorities.
TikTok gives you whack notifications though. They be giving me notifications that happened like 3 days ago. And I'm like, it's not relevant. And I feel like that might not just be a TikTok thing. I feel like that's a general thing. So maybe you're right. Maybe it is the notifications that are bad because sometimes I'm like, I feel like I'm catfished into opening it. Like I'll open it, I'm like, this is not what I wanted to look at. Like, why are you telling me this? Or you know what I mean? Just like the promotion part of it.
Yeah.
Especially, I don't know if you have YouTubers that have the like IG channels where they talk to you, but you can't talk to them. Like, I get a notification to join those every single day. And you know how many times I fell into it, Amber? And you know how many IG channels I'm part of?
Yeah, you got a problem.
So I think I'm just heavily influenced.
Yes. You know, another good technique, you know, this is if you really want to go extreme. Trust me, these are things like I watch on YouTube because I try to reduce my screen time. Clearly not working this year. But also some people say only to download social media on your iPad if you have an iPad. Um so you don't ever scroll on your phone, so you'd have to make the effort to go get your iPad and usually you'd only do that right in your free time so you're not scrolling all the time.
Okay, that's a little too much.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe I'll try that 2026. 1 year at a time, please.
Oh my god.
No,
Yeah.
that's scary. I think about this a lot, like what social media will look like when I'm a parent. And
Mhm.
I feel like a lot of this the whole social media being an issue came up a lot. I think at least in the past couple of years and like, the effects that it's had on youth and whatnot in different circumstances. And that's so scary. Like how do you navigate that as a parent? How do you navigate, do you even navigate how to monitor your kids' social media or
Yeah.
how they express themselves? There's so many pros and cons to social media, and it kind of scares me to think that what am I going to have to handle when I have a child who is talking to a boy online, or something like that because of social
Yeah.
media, or like will social media, what will it allow for them to do? And I don't know,
Yeah.
that's so scary to me.
Yeah. It's scary, but also I guess you have to think like your perspective, like you kind of went through that, right?
That's true.
Like I never
That's
felt violated from my mother on social media. I even had my mom eventually as a friend on Facebook. Took a while to get there, but but it
that
happened.
yeah, I guess, yeah. Guess it's just the
Yeah,
movement.
true. If you're a parent and you have a kid in that age where they're getting on social media, what are your thoughts on it? Does it scare you? Do you monitor them? Do you let them have their freedom? What age? I'm curious what age people are getting their kids' phones.
Yeah. Well, I was pretty young when I got my first phone.
Yeah, but also our first phones were like flip phones. You couldn't do much on those.
That's true. I
Like
do
now your first
remember.
phone is gonna be a smartphone.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I remember when it did get to the point though where like the phone was a touch screen. That was
Yeah.
crazy. I do still miss the like keyboard things though. I feel like that would be very like sensory, like help with my sensory things,
Yeah.
but yeah. Ugh, I don't know. Maybe they're gonna have pair iPhones by that time, like on iCarly.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Um, yeah, that's gonna be interesting if and when I have kids. I've
Yeah.
kind of like briefly talked about it. I'm like, they're not gonna get a phone, but then it's kind of inevitable. Like, what am I gonna do? Put an air tag on them?
Yeah. Like with all the safety concerns, because, it is,
Yeah.
I think that's why I got a phone, because I was, doing not social, like after school activities. And, I need to let my mom know, my sister know when to pick me up.
Or when we forgot her.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, so I don't know. That's what scares me. Obviously, like I feel like that's my a bigger fear for myself is like, having
Mhm.
kids and like not knowing what kind of world you're going to expose them to, and just like
Yeah.
thinking like even like from the time I was little to like where I'm at now and what you see even just in the next couple of years, like that's so
Mhm.
scary. And that's going to have to be, something that obviously as a society we kind of navigate, but also
Yeah.
like how much, like specifically social media, because I do think that does take up a lot of the world today
Yeah.
and
Well,
those kind of things. So
here I have a statistic that says globally, people average 6 hours and 40 minutes of screen time each day. And it has increased by 30 minutes per day since 2013.
oh
So,
my gosh,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
But
I really
that's
don't
crazy
know.
because we only have 24 hours in a day. And you sleep for 8 of
Yeah.
those. Like, and we're supposed to be working if you guys work, 9 to 5s or whatever. You're supposed to be working 8 hours. So that the math isn't mathing.
And you're supposed to sleep eight. What did you say? You already said that. Sleep 8 hours.
Yep, 8, 8, and 6.
60. That's like 22.
I know, but like, what about the rest of your life?
That
It's
gives me
that's
2 hours to go to the gym.
it
One
says
hour for the gym, 1 hour for the dogs.
about about 50% of 0 to 2-year-olds interact with smartphones.
That's insane.
And Gen Z averages around 9 hours of screen time per day.
Okay, they don't got to do us dirty like that. Like, come on now.
That's great. And South Africans spend about 9.5 hours on the screen per day. They're the highest.
Dang. But also, like, search some benefits. I need to, I need to hear them.
I don't want to encourage anyone on some bad habits.
Because
I'm
I
just
feel like a lot of, like, you know, me being on my phone and social media has to do a lot with, I think, family. You know what I mean? Like I do, like I text my family daily because like we don't see each other in a normal circumstance. And so being like long distance, I guess you could say, how much does that have impacted? Because I'm sure people that are in long distance relationships are probably on their phones just as much, and
valid.
because they're like talking to their significant other for like how much time,
9 hours.
So like maybe could that be a sign of like wellness and health and balance, when you're not on your phone, when you're able to have like everything that you need, not be
Yeah.
supplemented by your phone and the what it gives you, you know?
Yeah. Well, there are, that there's some area toward the East Coast. I think it's like in Virginia or something like that, where they made it illegal to have signal. So it's just this random area. I don't know how many miles. If you watch Yes Theory, but so they go to this area where phone signal is not allowed, so you don't have any signal on your phone whatsoever. And a lot of people actually move there because some people believe they're allergic to the frequencies of your phone. So they think that they have to live in this area. Not judging, but I think it's a little extreme. So they go and live there. They say they live better without the signal, but they just community and doing what they have to
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, I think that's a larger discussion. Like, if we didn't have social media to have these communities, like how much of a community would you build? What kind of community would you build with the
Yeah.
physical things around you? Like would we have more of a relationship to like, the people here? Like that'd be crazy, Amber. I couldn't imagine not talking to you daily.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. The place is Green Bank, West Virginia, is a town where wireless signals are illegal.
Oh my gosh. That's cool.
Yeah. I
Good
mean,
for
kind
them.
of.
Good for them.
Yeah.
That yeah, no, I'm sorry. I don't think I could do that. You think I could not do that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's
You
crazy.
know, when I was younger, I knew I had a phone problem because we grew up in Flagstaff where there was phone signal. And then we would go out to the res for the weekend and I'd have no signal for the weekend. And I was like going insane. And that's when I think the real like problem set in of having a cell phone was when I couldn't survive a weekend with no signal. Now the signal got better out there, but
It's not great,
before
but
it,
it's not better.
yeah,
It's
at
better.
least I
It's not
can.
great.
It was so funny. One time I was hanging out with our aunt and she is like, oh, she's like, we were camping and she's in this one particular spot. She's like, oh my God. She's like, I got enough signal to scroll on TikTok. She like didn't move that spot and she was just scrolling on TikTok and she fell asleep. Like I woke up in the middle of the night and her TikTok was still going, repeating itself.
That's funny. That's
We're
good
addicted to
news,
phones.
though. That's
But
good news. I'm
it's
glad we
getting
have
better.
TikTok down there.
True.
Uh, yeah, no, I think yeah, that's a great example. I don't know how I would be because it's been a while
Since you didn't have signal.
since I didn't have signal.
I mean, think about a airplane flight. Even that's kind of rough sometimes if you don't pay for the internet.
It do be a little rough. Yeah, you're right. Sometimes I'm like, you know how you can get the release the free text messages? Sometimes I'm like, AJ, send me a TikTok.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just kidding. I haven't done that, but I
That's
thought about it.
well, and then it's crazy because the moment we land, everyone pulls out their phone and turns off their airplane mode and bing, 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 like people are scrolling again. Like it's crazy. You scroll till the very last minute, airplane mode, and then the moment you land, you're back scrolling. Like it's
Oh,
insane how much social media and phones have taken us over.
yeah. Yeah. I will try the no notification though. I will try that. I will try that. Try it
Yeah.
with me if you are willing to you know, go without the notification.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I'm curious what you guys do. Do you guys actually care about your screen time? Do you think your phones are taking over your lives? Or are you just okay with like the
Scrolling.
scroll? The
Because no judgment.
scrolling.
I live my days like that too sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we shall touch base after the 19th. Ooh,
Yeah.
spooky.
Yeah. The next time we talk, we'll let you know if we're having withdrawals from TikTok or not. And I want to
And
know if you guys are going to withdraw from TikTok.
TikTok, TikTok, TikTok.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, that's gonna make me sad.
Oh, actually, it was okay. So, funny story. One last story before we go. I thought TikTok was gonna get banned today, the 16th. So last night, I was making a fool of myself talking to my girlfriend, and I was like, I was like, I can't believe TikTok's going away. I was like, it's so sad watching all these people's last live and everybody saying goodbye on the app. And this morning I went to go check and I was like Googling it. There I am starting Safari bright in the morning. But it was like January 19th. And I was like, oh my God, I already went through the whole sad
Goodbye.
emotion. Yeah.
You already grieved.
Which is
Well,
probably so, oh my God.
I did hear that I don't know if you've seen this, but okay, one last thing before we go. I think it's called the Red Note app. Have you heard about
Oh
that?
yeah.
The like Chinese like
Yeah.
um version of TikTok, and then they're like, you've been mistaken. Or they're like, hello TikTok refugees. You've been mistaken. This is like not our equivalent to TikTok. It's our equivalent to Instagram. And like people are doing like crazy shit, you know?
Well, did you see that Duolingo was doing some petty ass posting about it? They were like, oh,
No.
Duolingo started posting their social media and they were like writing things in Chinese and it was like so like, oh, so why are so many people trying to learn Mandarin now?
Me.
Yeah. People are
That's
now invested
hilarious.
in that app.
Well, maybe we'll see y'all there. We'll give it a couple days and I might be there.
Oh my God, you have a problem.
It's just, again, I'm a long time user, so.
It'll be back. Something will be back.
Yeah, you're right. Thank you for keeping the hopes up.
And maybe we should all just, maybe you'll see us posting on Instagram more. I mean, not
Yeah.
like we posted on TikTok, but
Yeah, maybe you'll see TikTok Nevaeh and your Instagram Nevaeh too.
oh my gosh, TikTok. All right, I think
Right.
this is where we end it for the day.
Well, good conversations as always. Again, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube, follow this on Instagram. Or if you haven't seen, we are now on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Woohoo. Again, thanks, Amber, for always, getting this up there. But for those of you who are on the go or driving to work and, just live the day-to-day life with your headphones in, take a listen. Hopefully we're a little bit more accessible for you all. So yes, again, and logo, big deal, logo out now, on the up here. Hopefully you all are liking it, and stay tuned for more episodes and more conversations.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.